Hi folks, it's Warpig back with another video, and today it's got to be something totally different. It's got to be a PC. I'm going to be upgrading this PC. I've got CPU Z and the system, like properties on the system so you can see. That was a joke. The one thing I've got to laugh before I get into this, right? You've probably just seen it there. It says there on the Intel Celeron. It's a Sandy Bridge LGA 1155 Intel Celeron G550 CPU. But see, when you look at the front of the case, try and get this right. Intel Pentium inside. Oh, it's not Windows 7, it's actually Windows 10 that's in it. And it's one of those Zstorm builds. It's got one hell of a dusting. Got the computer, the monitor and the speakers for nothing. I will be doing a review on the keyboard and mouse soon. But I'm gonna go over what's inside this PC. And I'm gonna tell you what's happening with it just now. Because by the time you've watched this, by the time you sit down and watch this video, I've already got the parts and I've already done the work and all that. So you can see here, right? Intel Celeron CPU G550 at 2.6 GHz, 2.6 GHz with 8 gig, a DDR3 RAM, right? CPU Z, right? Mainboard, so Asus P8H61, so it's an H61 chipset. It's a P8H61-MX R2.0 M80X board. That's it, it's a Sandy Bridge CPU. Right, DDR3 dual channel, because it's only got two DDR3 slots on it. 8 GB DRAM frequency 533.2 MHz with an FSB DRAM of 1.4. Cache latency at 8. Those are the timings and all that you need, right? Now, this is where the upgrades is coming in, right? Because I click on graphics on CPU Z, and I've even got GPU Z here, and it brings out the system information. So it's onboard graphics. Right. Let's can play some games. We're talking, right? Display settings now. We're talking about, this isn't a high resolution monitor. Where's it? Display. Please excuse, I've been no well recently. Right, that's a very top resolution, 1366 by 768. Now that's what the monitor can do, maximum the monitor can do, because it is an AOC monitor, right? And it's only got one input source on this monitor, and it's VGA or T-sub, depends on what you know it as. So what is happening with this PC is there's got to be a new power supply. Bear in mind this case takes top mounted power supply, so there's got to be a new power supply, an 850 watt power supply. It's an Artic blue 850 watt non-modular power supply. With, I'm also getting an adapter because, let me give that a second. Really great keyboard. Because this graphics card is going into it. It's the Evga GTX 650. I know it's an older graphics card. I know everyone's running like the 10 series and the 16 series and the RTX 20 series, but a really good graphics card. Dual link DVI, NDVI, and micro mini HDMI. But the monitor only has one input setting, as you know, and one resolution, as you know. It's a 6-pin power for you that don't know, but for those that are in the know, it's 6-pin power. Now I got this card off my friend. He borrowed money off us, and originally he was going to sell us a card, so he just gave us a card instead of paying us back. So yeah, it was genuine EVGA. Yes, it is a second-hand card, but it will do the job that's needed. Then hopefully after that, because I know personally myself, and I think it's more to do with the graphics, once I bring up Steam. Now bear in mind, most of the games in my library, I've added a couple of more games in, like Destiny 2, where is it, Warframe, but they've updated Steam and the way it looks.
Yeah, updated earlier.
Sweet. Right, I can play Fallout New Vegas on low settings. You can see when the last time I played it. Shelter, right? Fallout 3 is not running because onboard graphics, but I can play most of these games in my library, like Alien vs Predator, at very low settings. Like older games are obviously gonna be not a problem, apart from Fallout 3, because I know Fallout 3 can work on a dual core processor. I had it on a dual core processor before with a really old PC of mine about 10 years ago. Same with New Vegas. But New Vegas is working perfectly fine with the onboard graphics at very low settings, at the resolution you've seen.
Did you tell him?
I can even play Left 4 Dead 2 on this machine as is, but to upgrade, I'm putting this card in. Yeah, this card's going in with a new PSU. I'm got cable manage it, so it's better for the machine that's got to get cable managed. I'm gonna break out Hoover and hoover up the dust inside to try and clean it up to get CPU temps and some of the other temps down in the machine, which is probably a great idea. It's probably like great idea, or probably not a great idea, or one of the two. We've fun it. But whilst I'm here, this is a random thing. I just need to set this down a second. Just to show you this, and this is random. Like I said, this is random. I know that this controller needs a clean up. But this is a Prif Xbox style PlayStation 3 controller, right? But see when I've in fact I can do it for here, the Fix Manager. Close window. Minimize. Maximize. I'll add in the video because I'm struggling to find it just now, but PS3 PC gamepad ready to install. The other day there, I've got a picture of it, I'll add it into this video, is the system was picking up that controller as a Xbox 360 controller. I've got the picture of it. But yep, next thing you'll see is the power supply, and then after that a little bit of the build, and that's it. I'll do a follow-on video where I've got so I can show you the settings in some of the games, because I don't use fraps or anything like that for recording, because how old the machine is, don't want to slow it down. But yep, that's it. See you guys in the next clip. Hey, I'm back with another video clip to this video. Right now, it's the night before I get the power supply, although I did get it Monday, but I wasn't in when it arrived, so I've had to rearrange delivery, so that kind of sucks. But anyway, I've got everything prepped. I've got the old 300 watt power supply out of the case, as you can see. Dun dun dun!
I do.
And I've got the GTX 650 EVGA graphics card installed, which I've been working on a 22-inch TV, which I'm going to use as monitor, so be 1080p for gaming at least. But when taking out one of the PCI, the only removable PCI bracket, I've realised that's what's happened. And I don't know if it was installed like that, because I had to fight to get this out, so I'm thinking it might have been installed like that. But removing those bits there usually is simple, but not in this storm case, because it's like
Could have been damaged for travelling though.
could have been, but I think it was installed. It was damaged when it was installed. But too much force put onto it to bend it like that.
Just a theory, you know.
I know. But yeah, as you can tell, I've had to fight to get that bit off. And surprisingly, I did not cut myself anywhere, so that's a bonus.
That's pretty bonus.
Yep. So when next clip you're gonna see is me getting the power supply unboxed. Then once I've got it installed and cable managed, so this system's only to upgrade, which then there's a couple of parts coming out of it for upgrading. But yep. So the next clip will be tomorrow once the power supply arrives, and if you've stuck around this long in the video, then thanks. And if you've watched to the end, thanks. It's appreciated. So many likes and comments and subscriptions. Definitely appreciated. See you guys in the next clip. Hey, I'm back. I was supposed to record a bit yesterday, but after feeling under the weather and doing some work and testing to the computer, I'm back. Then completing this video, and this video's took quite a bit to do completely, and at the same time we're all sitting watching LTT on the PlayStation 4 on the big TV.
Check out the giveaway now at the link in the video description.
Toshiba.
Right then.
That didn't quite go as smoothly as I thought, but yep. That's me.
But as you can see, I've got
like this,
GPU Z there
Sony Handycam that actually belonged to my
and
boss
CPU Z.
NCIX's son.
Yeah.
So
But you can see there's a
camera's
specific
onboard audio and entry-level photography light that we borrowed, and instead
there's a
of taking
specific
screen
graphics
capture,
card.
we zoomed in on the
And it's
screen.
EVGA.
And yes, that is actually electrical.
But I'm
stuff
chuffed about
on the
is
front of the screen.
the
Nowadays, we
Samsung
put a lot more
GTDR5.
technology, talent, and time into our videos, and I like to think that it really shows. So thanks to B&H Photo for
might
sponsoring
get
this
MSI
video.
Afterburner
We'll be doing a
to
10-year
actually sit
challenge,
there and monitor
not
a
with
few
Facebook
things
profile
as well
pics,
as.
but rather with the production quality in our videos.
But still sat in Celeron, although the case still says
I've got
Pentium.
to admit, I actually got really nostalgic going through all this stuff, and I'm not the only one.
But the power supply is an 850 watt Artic blue PSU inside. There's got the pictures added in, and there's also a bit of outtake B-roll. So let's see, bring up Steam. Why might try to look around my phone when I can look through my phone? There's still some of the games don't work because of CPU.
B&H has been our go-to
But
gear store for over
I'll show you
6
what I'm
years
getting.
now.
Game
Check them out at the
on
link in
some
the
of the
video
games.
description, or learn more about our experiences with B&H at the end of the video.
Play.
The early days were pretty rough. Like this one, where we accidentally filmed
Options.
an entire video without audio, and then instead of reshooting it, because I didn't have time, I just dubbed a voiceover at my desk. Wow, what is that? That's the transmitter, the infrared transmitter. Then there's this video that has audio, but with unbearable background noise because the camera and its onboard microphone was so close to the computer hardware we were trying to film. So there's a few buttons down at the bottom of the board. You've got your OC Genie. It's so funny for me to hear people harken back to the good old days when Linus Tech Tips was better, back when he was at NCIX. I mean, can you guys even imagine if I uploaded this video today? Why does Yvonne get abruptly cut off at the end of the clip?
I feel bad for their home.
That's the actual end of the video. Like, we didn't edit that just now. And sadly, the quality of Linus Tech Tips basically didn't change for a solid year. LTT's first real hardware purchase was a Canon PowerShot SX1 IS, which was decidedly consumer grade, but definitely an upgrade over the original Sony camera because that one recorded to tape. So to ingest our footage, we actually a Mac to be more specific, and then capture the footage off of it. So yes, my friends, that thing was from the era when
wrong thing, and oh yeah, by the way,
was a feature.
that was my finger you're seeing on the screen.
The SX1 IS
By accident, just try to get everything all try to record this and show you all this at the same time as well as LTT on.
It was worse. It didn't support any form of external audio, so we couldn't even use that.
Everything's maxed out.
Mind you, at that point, the goal was not great production
Boomer
values on
territory.
Tech Tips, which was supposed to be our vlog channel anyway. Because remember, when I worked at NCIX, we were actually working on two
That light you're seeing
concurrently. NCIX Tech
there
Tips
at my
was,
thumb
believe
tip
it or not,
is like from the
higher
hall.
production value one with editing,
But
some graphics,
that's
and
that. That does
a
look
little bit of
good.
preparation on my part. The problem was that we couldn't make those videos fast enough to meet the demand from all of our partners. So as a compromise, and it was actually my boss's idea, even though it ended up biting him in the butt when I ended up splitting later, we created Linus Tech Tips, which was still owned by NCIX.
Yeah, I went to the Direct Tech Sign option because it's the only one that seems to be working just now for AVP.
But the company name was no longer in the title of the channel. So the idea was to give me a bit more leeway to be edgier and not worry as much about quality, which quickly turned into what I called the one-take policy, where we would just keep recording through stumbles with the goal of shooting as many as 6 to 8 videos in a single session that would last just 1 to 2 hours. Today we'll be unboxing the Sans Digital Tower Braid. You know what I like? I like things that are called special edition. You can see there's some more black stickers. These are to prevent people from taking it apart.
Oh yeah, this monitor is capable. This AOC monitor is capable of 70 Hz, so all the games I'm running is running at 70 Hz.
Until we upgraded to a, well, okay. Looking back, it's kind of cute to me that I was so excited about this, but to a Canon XA10 that I pre-ordered thanks to our increased NCIX Tech Tips budget back in 2011. Actually, you know what? No, in fairness, this was a big upgrade, because even though it was a fixed lens camera, so barely even above a consumer camcorder, unlike the old Sony one, which used a proprietary interface,
There's 2 more games to show after this.
really
Stalker, Clear Sky,
the XA10 had XLR, which meant that we could finally use professional
and
external mics
Hellgate
like
London.
the Sennheiser EW110G3. Later that year, we would make our first hire, Luke, who, by the way, grossly misrepresented his experience in both camera operation and video editing. Yeah, you heard me, Luke. And let's start with a warm welcome for our guest camera operator, who's also interviewing for the Tech Tips assistant job. And we also reached 100,000 subscribers. This was after 3 years of videos that, quite honestly, like, I can't even bear to go back and watch now. Like, those of you who have been with us since then, you guys are hardcore.
I've never seen Half-Life
Just
2
amazing.
this
That
smooth.
stuff
That's
sucked. A year after that, in October 2012, we finally got our first piece of real professional caliber gear. $1,000. The Sony FS700 would be our company's, which hadn't officially started yet, most expensive equipment purchase for years to come. By the end of 2012, we had moved into the era of Linus Media Group being a thing, and Linus using his garage as a studio, which actually worked great because we could open the garage door to give us some natural light, because we still didn't have lights, and we renovated the thing into a state that, I mean, we thought looked kind of cool and techy, including the original Tacticalkitty set, which, believe it or not, was not an actual green screen, but rather real white walls that were supposed to look kind of like I was inside one of those Infinite White Apple commercials,
deep silver,
but actually
clear
looked more
sky.
like I was standing in front of an ugly piece of drywall. Overall, though, even in spite of some stumbles, this was when our videos began to look like not complete scorched garbage for the first time. We had 2 Kinoflow Diva lights, plus whatever cheapies we could borrow from NCIX when we weren't back there doing contract work. We had a lav mic of our own, and we had our FS700, still shooting at 1080p, equipped with a new shoulder stock and a counterweight that seemed like a great idea for balancing the rig, but in reality was just brutally heavy to carry around anytime we'd actually need it, like our first year at CES, where we made over 50 videos with just 3 full-time employees. Speaking of employees, this is actually the first video that our 4th employee, Brandon, ever
No, I've
shot.
seen this game look like this, but it's the
like
first
guy
time
was destined
I've
for greatness, isn't
had
it?
this game
We got some nice
looking this
bokeh
good.
in the background there and everything.
I should have been
I
into
mean,
the
not
settings
that we paid for
first.
the privilege. Even though we had a decent camera by this point, it would be over a year before we bought any extra lenses for it. I actually
I've never seen a game
Ed or
look
Brandon
this
to bring
good.
their personal lenses
Well,
to work, but like,
I've never had
they
this game look
refused
this
to
good.
use the
I've seen it
kit
look
line,
this good,
and
but
I refused to buy any more.
this
So
one's got the
everyone's
most
a winner,
bugs
right?
in it.
Anyway, when we finally bought a couple of Sigma lenses, we didn't really get a quality boost because they were the same ones that we had already been borrowing for some time. Now, around the time that Brandon showed up,
It's not, you can see every single
we also released
crinkle
our
and
first
detail
video
in that,
with
which you
dedicated
can never
B-roll
do
footage.
before.
And it's actually, frankly, kind of amazing that we continued with the concept, considering how bad these shots are in hindsight. I mean, I thought at that time that it was just a waste of time. I was like, well, come on. You already have the host there. You've already got the camera there. You've already got the product. If you want to see it closer, just move your butt over closer to the thing and then just, like, step back when I'm ready to address the camera. Like, what do you need to come back later for? But we did. And it was around this time that we also made our first PC build guide
I might be able to
ever
crank
on Linus
that
Tech
up
Tips. This
full
was actually supposed to be a statement piece.
Lighting
for us.
distance. I
It
don't know
was
whether or
the
not to
first
crank
time
that up
we were
full.
going to try to meet or even exceed the production values of the NCIX tech tips that we had left behind with my old employer. And we spent a lot of time on the intro, the graphics, the lighting setup, and we even
Can't
tried
get the
to
wet
get
surfaces
as much
of
depth to the
volumetric
shot
smoke,
as possible
but
by pulling the table out from the shelves
frequency
behind
60
me,
hertz.
and then positioning Brandon literally cheeks to the wall at the other end of the garage. One of the most amazing things about this video to me, which ended up doing 50,000 views in the first day, which was like a huge deal for us at that time, is that I was still doing all of these videos unscripted with, at most, bullet point
barely
notes
set
open on
the
a nearby
graphics
laptop
temperatures,
or
barely
scrawled
set up
on a
the
nearby
power
piece of
management
paper.
fan in the
That
PSU.
changed when we switched to
Hasn't
yet
even
again
cranked
the infamous
once.
Langley House, and
That's just
Brandon
telling you how
won
good
another
the
battle
power
with me.
supply is.
This
It's not
is
even
where
a
the
certified one, which is
teleprompter
the only
makes its first
downside.
appearance, allowing me to read my notes while looking directly into the lens. That is, at least once we started shooting our A-roll on a
To me,
tripod.
this game
Because
is
Brandon
the predecessor
refused
to modern
try
day
to hold the
Fallouts.
camera with the teleprompter hanging off the front of it.
Because from what I read,
Oddly
most of the
enough,
team
the
that worked on
kitchen
this
set
went
that we
on
moved over
to
to
work on
shortly after
Fallout
that
3,
became so
the
beloved by our
Bethesda's
fans
Software
that
Studios.
even though we were only actually in the Langley house for just over a year, here we are today, years into our current studio, and we still have people kind of harkening back to the good old days in the kitchen. Anyway, by this point, our budget started to increase, so we invested more in lighting. We bought a
This
cheap
game's
piece of
totally
green
maxed
screen
out. These are
cloth that
some
was
of
so
the
thick
older
we had
games
to
I
fold
like.
it
Most
3
of
times
the newer
over to prevent
games
light
I've only
leakage
got
from
on
the
my
window behind,
PS4.
even with the blinds closed.
Like
And
Modern
we got
Warfare
our
Remastered,
first
but
slide
everything's all
that we used
maxed
to
out.
get shots like this one. This is also around the time that we made our first purpose-made thumbnail image instead of just using a still from the video, and also when we made a pretty significant shift into actually writing full
Options.
scripts, word for word or nearly, instead of just doing vlogs. So you guys see that eye contact
There we
I'm
go.
making with the camera there? That's because the video is scripted. Ultimately, we made this move as part of a change in direction towards reviews rather than unboxings, and as a way to both improve the information density of our videos and to leverage our larger production team without causing inefficiencies. So it was
Well, there
more
we
work
go.
for me up front to create the
You can
scripts,
see this
but it made
where
the
the
shoots much
GPU's just
easier
stepped
and
up.
less time-consuming because retakes were simple. And editing was also faster because there was just
And stepped
less
down.
garbage footage for, at that time, Taryn to sift through. In September
And
of
even
2014,
like CPU
we
temperatures,
celebrated 1 million
memory
subscribers
used.
with our 7-member production team. And
Bear in
over the
mind,
following
8 gigs
year,
of
we built out our
DDR3
kit with fancier
RAM.
things like diffusers, which are especially important when you're using a jib, which was another new toy that we used for top-down shots like these. In 2015, we moved, finally, to the studio that we're in now. In retrospect, that seems like so few people to occupy this big of a space. We continued to build out our kit with all sorts of random stuff, closing out the year with our purchase of 2 Sony
that's it.
A7S2s, which became our B-roll and run-and-gun show
Done for
coverage
now
cameras, pushing
until
our 4 Canon XA cameras to purely channel superfun duty, RIP.
next month.
2016, we
And
bought our
particularly
first
holiday
green
times
kit
next
lights,
month.
our 2
But that's
RSI
pretty
panels,
much
which are super
everything.
bright.
All
Not to mention RGB, something our channel was definitely
well, this
severely
computer
lacking.
can do just
And
now.
then we kicked off 2017 by getting a bunch of new gear to make our lives easier at shows like CES, including our much more reliable Lectrosonics wireless mic packs, a variety of pods of various sorts, and a couple of knockoff Easy Rigs, which we only just replaced like last week.
Still
for
haven't
real
tried
deal.
Destiny
They're like
2,
$5,000
Dota
each.
2.
Honestly though,
I don't think Quake 2 RTX will work.
And they
Don't
allowed
know
us
about
to
Warframe,
finally
but
achieve my goal
still
of
got to test them
handheld
out,
filming
see what
with the teleprompter.
see what I get.
Shortly after we got back from CES, our new cameras arrived from Red, which, while painful for the bank account, and actually for our workflows at the time, because like 8K footage, there was definitely a workstation upgrade in there somewhere. They also gave us kind of a sense of relief because at that point we had reached the top. There was nowhere else to go with our gear. I mean, people shoot Hollywood movies on these things. And yeah, who did I think I was kidding? Brandon always wants more stuff. So last year, after we changed over our set from something more SETI to something that I think feels quite a bit more natural, we picked up a DJI Ronin 2 gimbal, which allows us to take smooth walking shots like this one, and then right before CES 2019,
This is the most modern, up-to-date game I've got on this PC.
Poor A7S2s.
Destiny 2. So let's see what graphic settings we get with
and
that.
all of these things, aside from the fact that we're just geeks,
Every time I
love
see
these
that
ones
symbol,
to
I
play
keep
with,
thinking that it's got
are
to cut in with the
essentially
Halo
being
theme.
purchased for the sole purpose of you guys being able to see and hear me in greater and greater definition. Something that over the past 10 years has surely become
Cross
less
save ready.
appealing. Which I guess brings us perfectly into how B&H figures into all of this. The
Ah,
vast majority of those purchases have actually been
that's pretty
from
sweet.
B&H, going all the way back to our original FS700.
Destiny 2's cross save.
And even though I've only been
So-
to their New York store
So if I had it on
once,
PS4,
on a day
I
that
could
happened
log
to be
in
closed,
through Bungie and it'd be able to
they've
access
been
my
very good
save
to us
from
over
the
the years
PS4
with
and
fair
continue
pricing,
on.
great customer service. We've actually had to return.
But the thing is, I've only got Destiny, the first Destiny, and it's a full collector's edition with all, like the Taken King one, so it has everything there.
And generally
But-
great selections. So
and I've not played
it
that
is
yet.
no BS for me to say that it was pretty cool to have them reach out to sponsor this video, because to me that's yet another indication of just how far we've come. Going from just even 6 years ago, not being able to get an appointment at a trade show to be shown around someone's booth, to being taken seriously by the real players in the production space. So thanks to B&H for sponsoring this video, and thanks to you guys for watching. If you disliked it, well, you know what to do. But if you liked it, hit like, get subscribed, or maybe consider checking out where to buy the stuff we featured at the link in the video description. Probably the newer stuff, not the older stuff so much. Also linked down there is our merch store, which has cool shirts like this one, and our community forum, which you should totally join.
Ah, to hold that down.
Once in a lifetime, a product so revolutionary,
That's annoying. They
so
actually have to
unlike
hold.
anything we've
down.
ever seen before, gets released. And today it's my privilege to introduce to you Big Mouth Billy Bass, the speaking sensation, now with Amazon Alexa. Thermaltake's A500 has a modern minimalist design with
Yeah,
panels and
you've just heard that right from the background.
Check it out today at the link in the video description.
Even I'm giving it what the fudge, and that's me putting it as politely as I can.
Come on in close. Come on in close. Let's have some fun. This truly is, as Jake put it, a marvel of modern engineering. So this is Big Mouth Billy Bass, who you might remember from such television shows as Big Mouth Billy Bass, the infomercial, and Big Mouth Billy Bass, the other infomercial. Lip syncs to the spoken responses of Alexa. That is so cool. Dances to the beat of Amazon Music. Reacts to Alexa timers, notifications, and alarms. Has a realistic appearance. Okay, we'll be the judge of that.
This has got to be one of the longest videos
So in
I've
this
ever
box,
done.
You will find a USB cable. It's a micro B.
And I was waiting on that
No
one.
Type-C.
Hey,
You know what? Forget it. Yeah, we should return it. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw it. It actually looks pretty fragile. So there's a battery door on the back here. You got some.
That was my
Oh,
knife.
you got your mountain options here. You got your 2 mountain holes here, which you can just throw a. I mean, let's face it. You've got a Big Mouth Billy Bass in your rec room. You don't mind putting a couple holes in your wall. This will be on the wall of the new employee lounge. Not negotiable.
It's Alexa enabled, David.
Not negotiable, David. The crazy thing about this thing is that it's not even expensive.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
it
like
was that much.
$40,
Yeah, something like that.
which is less than an Echo Dot.
but yeah,
So let's go ahead.
if you've been
put
checking
that
out my
there, buddy, in
YouTube
there.
account, you've probably seen that I've tried a little bit of live streaming, and I will be doing more, but I have to bump the settings down from some slim 20p low quality
Loud now.
because of the fact that
Nice guy.
You are something. You are something else. I don't know about this realistic appearance.
I think it's okay.
it was lagging on the wireless controller. Titan, Hunter, Warlock.
Oh man. How long is this song?
I don't know. Oh, wow. This is great. In the instructions, which looked, you know, pretty complete. They've got a lot of filler here. So first there's the important note. Then there's the note, not to be confused with the important note. Then there's the caution. Then there's the warning. Then there's the, if using batteries instead of adapter, please follow the instructions. Put batteries in the most verbose possible terms. They've got the lyrics of the song it sings.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's the actual instructions. So if this looked overwhelming, don't worry, Big Mouth Billy Bass fans, you can handle this. Oh, so it's not a fish-shaped Echo Dot. I was even more excited about this when I thought that it was a standalone Amazon Alexa-enabled smart device. So you could basically just put a Big Mouth Billy Bass in every room of your house and have Alexa everywhere. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So it actually synchronizes with your existing Echo.
Now in sync mode.
That looks pretty nice on this rig.
Add Alexa. Add device.
Hey, James.
Destiny 2. Yeah.
I swear, the old Big Mouth Billy Bass did more than one song. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
That's its realistic lip games. You're just confusing the realistic lip message. It feels kind of weird. Like, kind of like sticky, yeah. No way!
Hey Alexa, what's the weather like?
Currently, in 3 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect partly sunny weather with a high of 5 degrees and a low of -5 degrees.
And you only ordered one of these? I know, right?
Play Monster Band.
Well, what? You can't just play Monster. It's a record label.
So we're talking about lows and mediums on the graphic sense, and it still looks sweet. Even for that.
So basically, you just have like a fish out of water on your wall whenever music is playing.
That's a bad kitty.
What even is this? That's all. I will stop.
Well, that's Destiny 2.
Start a 15-second timer.
15 seconds, starting now.
Okay, so we need to get a notification.
Let's try Dota
Right
2,
outside
then
this.
that's the last time I'm trying.
Wait. What? Why would anybody want this? I don't know, but I also want it so much.
See, when you've got yourself and you decide, right, hold on, I've got it installed, but I've not tried it. I'm waiting until I've done this upgrade, done that upgrade, done the next upgrade, then you go try it, and you're making a video at the same time. And that happens. It's annoying as hell.
So he only does some stuff.
The next one is question of the day.
Now he starts.
Trivia.
Oh, this is on CSE.
Question of the day poses a new challenging question for you to respond to, from arts and entertainment to literature and science. Do you want to enable it?
Yes.
The question of the day.
Oh,
Trivia challenge.
interesting. So it's only like top level menus.
The
No.
question correctly and earn points.
Oh.
And if you would like for me to repeat a question, just say repeat the question. Here is your first question of the day. The topic is history. It is worth 4 points. In what year did American President Franklin D. Roosevelt declare that December 7th would be a date that will live in infamy? You can choose from 1917, 1939, 1941, or 1945.
Wow.
39.
41.
41?
1941.
I'm sorry, but I did not understand your response.
Dang it.
In what year did American President
1941.
Wait,
declare that
it's working now.
December 7th would be a date that will
Let's just be a
live in
little
infamy?
legit.
You can choose from
Look at
1917.
his eyeballs even.
1945.
I know, right? 1941.
That's right.
Oh.
You have earned your first history badge of 4 points.
So all that's left now then is for us to gut poor Billy here and see what makes him tick. So what do we got here? We've got, is it just one motor that drives both the tail and the head? How does that work? Okay, so this motor probably drives the tail, I guess. Okay, so first of all, so here's our power switch. So that's just going over to the motherboard here. Then we've got our speaker, which is going off the motherboard here. We've got our front button right there, that little doodad right there. We've got power to our battery holder, so that's right there.
2
Then
hours
we've got
later.
other different power coming in from our micro B.
3 hours later.
Right there. There's our Bluetooth antenna. And that's
4
probably
hours
our Bluetooth
later.
headset.
There's gotta be another thing in there.
You can pull this foam out.
1 eternity later.
Yeah,
Why is there foam in
it's
there?
like kind of like a silicone kind of feeling. Oh.
What?
Does this just pop off?
It's part of the fish, I think.
Come on, Billy.
Alright, I think I'll just end this video here so I can start editing.
That's what it's
Leave
for.
that
Yeah.
doing what it's doing because it just seems like it's sitting on its
So yeah, the
backside.
whole body is just- I mean, I'm sure
But
it would
thanks
have
for watching.
everyone in the comments telling us
Enjoy
what-
the outtake B-roll stuff at the end of this video.
Yeah,
And I'll catch you in the next one.
But yeah, so just use this.
Oh yeah, also like, comment, subscribe. All free to do. Helps me out as well.
That was somewhere.
I'll see you in the next one.
Does Big Mouth Billy Bad?
B-roll outtake.